Wherever I go, I see that the salaries are still the same.
Some formula has to be derived by the government to make residents affordable.
What about the rural sector?
India is set to present its budget on July 23rd this year. But what is the pulse of general masses? Welcome to WION's Budget Vibe Check. In this segment, we tell you what people expect from the budget this year and how it impacts their daily lives. Let's get started.
See, for a common man, it is very difficult because prices are going up, but wherever I go, I see that the salaries are still the same. They haven't had an increment in a couple of years today. I mean, COVID time also, things were so expensive and so difficult to get, but they had to survive. And you see, salaries, domestic help, or staff in the shops and all, their salaries are still the same. Whereas they have to pay more money to purchase. So it's difficult. So I think they need to even increase salaries. And yes, please reduce prices of our daily consumption.
So in Bombay City, if they reduce the transferability of the land from, say, collector leasehold land to, so now most of our city, like for instance Cuff Parade, Nariman Point, if you see this area, Marine Drive, and even the suburbs, more than 12,000 lands are owned by the collector. So if they transfer that, they have started from 50% to 25%, down to 15%. They have to bring it down to 5%. If 5% they bring it down, the costs will come down. There will be more development that will take place, and that will also prompt people to even make their own apartments ownership. So there has to be, of course, tenants are sitting there for so many years. You cannot expect for them to leave their apartments for nothing. They're all, many of them can't afford high rents or high values to buy, to go away from tenanted apartments into ownership apartments. These people are paying 500 rupees a month as rent. Now, if you expect them to pay 4 lakh rupees a month, they are not going to pay. So some formula has to be derived by the government to make residents affordable. How to make it affordable, that has to be done together with the landlords and the societies, and certain laws have to be changed where the residents in Bombay can become affordable.
So budget will basically lay down a roadmap for next 1 year and the years to come. Having said that, retail investors should look at the market from a longer term perspective. Now, last 3-4 years, the returns have been very high, but the retail investors, or for that matter, anybody in the market, needs to tone down and come to a realistic expectation. Markets may consolidate, nobody knows, but people should brace in for more consolidation in the markets and realistic returns going ahead.
I would say honestly, there are lots of funds allocated for different sectors, including education. What is lacking, those funds and figures may look impressive, but the implementation is a huge challenge. And there's a huge rural and urban divide. We notice that only the big cities have good colleges and schools where students can be imparted with knowledge. But what about the rural sector? Even in the cities, what they are doing is focusing on academia and rote learning. And that is not the need of the hour. The need of the hour is to train people so that they are employable, they get jobs, and they are able to apply their knowledge at the workplace. So when they are applying, they are putting in a budget, they should get a panel of expert educationists, because Indians have the best brains in the world, from different segments and sectors, brainstorm and come with a proper pragmatic solution which is win-win for all, for the trainers and for the learners, and also it will generate jobs and create more employment opportunities, which is lacking now because students are not employable at all.
I hope in the upcoming budget there can be some type of a limit placed towards the hospital treatment charges, because what is happening, if the standardization comes, then there will be transparency. So because of this, what is happening now, even every year we are finding the policy rates are going up and we are finding it difficult to match our budgets accordingly.
But if you see the current tax structure, it's like you don't need to pay tax up to 2.5 lakhs a year, which is very low. If you are earning, let's say 20,000 a month, then you will cross this line. So I think they need to like upgrade this. They need to make this basic exemption limit to let's say 5 lakh. Then it would be much better, and they should increase the rebate also. Let's say if you are earning a 10 lakhs a year, then you should get some rebate, because nowadays people are earning more. Let's say people are generally earning 1 lakh a month, or let's say 1.5 lakhs a month. So they should take this into consideration, that we should increase at least the basic exemption limit, and they should reduce the tax, because if you are earning more than 5 lakh, they are charging you 20% tax, which is too high. Let's say if you are earning 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs a year, and they are telling you to pay 20% tax, which is quite a more, I believe. So they should start a tax with let's say 10% and then go to 15, then 20. So they should take this into consideration, because all are expecting this from this budget.
I think the government should bring skill-based schemes for the new graduates, for like everyone, every individual who is like graduating from BCom, BMS, like in any sector, they have to bring skill development schemes so that they can develop themselves.
Yes, because see, the most important part is billing. So Mediclaim, especially cashless, that should be the government should think about that, because lot of expenses and billings are too high nowadays. So if it is covered nicely by cashless, especially because people don't have money to pay in reimbursement, cashless Mediclaim facility, if they improve, and if already they have, I mean, they are doing very well. All hospitals are mostly covering now cashless hospital. They could focus on that.